Well, now we're going to get into our flagship program.
Fan frustration.
Brad, we're still getting frustrated. We're still in the summer months, but frustration has not left our system. Tell us what this week's fan frustration is for you when it comes to the Jets.
You sure you're ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's give it.
Okay.
You have a lot here, so I'm excited.
This is not necessarily a Jets fan frustration.
Okay.
This is a New York fan frustration.
All right,
I am a Mets, Nets, and Jets fan, okay? Don't feel sorry for me. All my choices. I could have been a Yankees fan, could have been a Knicks fan. That probably wouldn't have been much better.
No, but
certainly could have been a Giants fan. But instead I chose all the B-list teams in New York. And this is what I get. Why don't my New York teams spend money like they're in New York? The Nets didn't up until last offseason with Kyrie and KD. The Mets approach the winter meetings with food stamps. I swear. It's unbelievable how they just don't spend money. You're a New York team, spend money. And the same can be said for the Jets. Jamal Adams is your best player. He's the face of your franchise outside of Sam Darnold. He wants his money now, and you don't want to pay him. I get it. He's a safety. Safeties don't depreciate as quickly as other positions like running back, so you want to delay paying them after their rookie contract. You have 2 more years of control, but don't play around. Don't play around. You're not going to get the trade package that you want. They want a first and 2 second round picks. They're not getting that for a safety. Let's get real, okay? Jamal Adams, the leader of your defense, wants his money. Pay him. Act like you're a New York team. That's all I'm asking for. Larry Walford, we talked about him a couple of shows ago. Guard from New Orleans, just got cut. He's 28 years young, 3 Pro Bowl appearances in the past 3 years. You mean to tell me that he wouldn't be a massive upgrade to Brian Winters, the weak link of that offensive line? This is a unit that Joe Douglas has invested time and money even into, and you mean to tell me that Brian Winters is a better alternative than Larry Walford? He wants $7 million. You're a New York team. Give him $7 million. And Logan Ryan. Cornerback, Tennessee. Just coming off a career year, he wants $10 million. Is he worth $10 million? No. Should you give him $10 million? Yes. Why? Because you can. Because you're a New York team, act like it, okay? Cornerback is a massive need for the Jets. I talked about this last week. I'm echoing the same message, and Jenna's ears are ringing. But I'll tell you what, this is the reality, okay? I know this past 2-minute segment, however long I've been ranting now, I know it's been rough on your ears. But this is what I live every day, every year, every season. The Jets don't want to pay Logan Ryan because they have a few $1 million discrepancy. The Jets think that they're better off with that $10 million in their pocket than they are with Logan Ryan on the football field. And that's where I respectfully disagree and where I respectfully give you the reins.
Giving me the reins. Thanks, Brad. I'm doing something a little different for my fan frustration this week. Kind of doing a throwback frustration, which is good because in the past, a lot of things that have happened to the Raiders or done by the Raiders have frustrated me. In this offseason with the new stadium, there's nothing right now that's like every news bit is the stadium looks good with no lights, and it's like, oh, let me get frustrated about how awesome our stadium looks. I can't. To this fan frustration, I give a little credit to Just Blog Baby on the internet. Just Blog Baby, he had a blog entry that talked about all the things that could have changed the fate of the Raiders organization before moving to Las Vegas. So they had things like the Tuck rule. Won't get into that. They had things
we
like...
already did. This is basically your second fan frustration of the day.
We did kind of, but not... I'll say some of these I might come back to later. If things run dry and we just talk about if the stadium's all that's in the news yet again. And then we had trading John Gruden and that whole Super Bowl debacle. We'll talk about that right now. Drafting Jamarcus Russell, won't even talk about that. What I'm going to talk about right now is 2016 and Derek Carr breaking his leg. Breaking the dreams of this young Raiders fan. So growing up a Raiders fan, I was always told by my dad, who has been a Raiders fan for the majority of his life. He's from New York, so he also could have had his pick of the New York teams, but he wanted someone that was good. And he claims that the Raiders were good. I know there's history. I know there's footage somewhere. I did not believe that the Raiders were good.
Is this footage black and white?
Probably.
Is it sped up like the 1920s and everyone's moving at 15 miles an hour?
No, it wasn't that. They allegedly were good at some point, and that's why
it's like one of those war ad movie strips. Like, join the war overseas, and in other news, the Raiders are good.
That is how it feels. So supposedly they were good, and I never really believed him. And I had to go through my young elementary school life, and kids asking me, or adults asking me, why are you a Raiders fan? And I was like, I don't know. Why would I be with this crappy team? Obviously, I am a true Raiders fan. But something changed. Something changed in 2016. The Raiders were good. They were good. And man, was it the greatest time of my life. Our offensive line was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Donald Penn, he did not let up a sack the entire season until that fated week against the Colts. He did not let up a sack the entire season. He let up one sack the entire year, and it came where Derek Carr broke his leg. Hence, breaking my heart. Oh, it was just so sad. We hadn't had a winning season since 2016. All the broadcasts were like, 2002 was the last time they passed this record, the last time Derek Carr passed this record, or any quarterback of the Raiders had passed. Oh, like, we have our franchise guy, we have Khalil Mack having an excellent season, Amari Cooper, he's having his 1,000-yard season, we have Michael Crabtree, who's being pretty consistent. We have things, we have a team, and I'm happy. We are finally getting past the point of us being bad. I've waited 16 years. 16 years. Technically 14, but I was 2. So, I didn't really know what was going on.
Let's round it up to 16.
We're rounding it up to 16 years of living through this torture, and it only got worse, because it's the worst type of torture. Hopeful torture. Where it's like, oh, yes, we're finally getting over that hill. But no, you were just at the top, and you can either get pushed forward or pushed back, and we got pushed back. We ended up, once Derek Carr broke his leg, you had to be quick if you're a Raider fan. You had to be quick to get on the Matt McGloin hype train. So I was watching hype videos from when he was playing at Penn State. I was like, all right, this guy can do it. This guy's our guy. I'm ready to get behind him. Then he got injured before our first playoff appearance since 2002. So we started with Connor Cook. I don't even know where Connor Cook is at this point, but he ain't on the Raiders anymore.
He's unemployed, I believe.
I'm pretty sure he's unemployed. But and obviously we lost. We lost against the Texans. And honestly, when Derek Carr broke his leg, my heart honestly was broken. It really killed me to see, because I knew even then things would never be the same. And let me tell you how things were never the same. We're going to mesh into some other things here. Now, after that happened, Bill Musgrave, who was their offensive coordinator, got fired. I'm confused as to why. Or maybe it was mutually agreed. Whatever. It's all garbage. But we had a prolific offense. One of the top offenses in the league that year. Why are we letting go Bill Musgrave? And then from there, Derek Carr was never the same in working in the offense. He just wasn't as confident. And it started making people question whether he was good or not. Which, 2016, he showed that he is good. But that might just be my opinion. We also now no longer have the two other cornerstones of the Raiders. At least I thought in my young life. Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper, as we know, are no longer part of the Raiders organization. Maybe if Derek Carr didn't break his leg and we did some things, we were a dangerous team in that AFC. They would still be on our team. You know what we've been lacking, Brad, in the past few seasons? The Raiders have been lacking, ironically enough, receiving core and pass rush. Don't even get me started. I'm going to get started anyway. On the press conference where John Gruden said, pass rusher, it's just hard to find. What? It's just hard to find. You just had one and you just traded him away. Again, we got some draft picks for that, and those draft picks, I've enjoyed them. They've been fun to watch. But
I've enjoyed them.
But still, I'm still angered. The two, we're figuring out receiving core now after those Amari Cooper. Not the Amari Cooper. After the Khalil Mack trade, we got trades back. And like I said, I'm enjoying those picks. We're getting some offensive weapons, which will replace Amari Cooper. But they'd probably still be on our team. And we might not even have John Gruden as a coach if Derek Carr didn't break his leg. The jury's still out on John Gruden. I liked Jack Del Rio, but...
Blackjack Del Rio.
I liked him. Yeah, exactly. He knew how to be risky. But that's all I have to say. 2016 is a year where we all in Raider Nation look back and say, wow, we had hope. We had a lot to believe in. But we also had the Derek Carr injury, which now he's like afraid to get injured. I don't know what his issue is sometimes. But he never played the same. And our franchise never looked the same again. That is all I have to say. That was my throwback fan frustration. I'm frustrated because our future looks so bright, and now it's looking brighter now that we're moving, but still not great.